that makes sense, because I sort of saw Serral having the potential to kind of grab a game of lead, perhaps. I sort of saw the chance for DNS to maybe even beat True, honestly. And later today, Haas can always come up with some nonsense against Snoot, although I do feel Snoot will have it under control. But this series, Serral has just been a monster. Week after week, month after month, event after event this year. And especially in the ZvP matchup, he's shown us some of the best ZvP around. And I remember watching him play MaNa at Home Story Cup recently. MaNa got into good positions, but just couldn't close it out and couldn't make the right moves. So I don't know, this is the one series I struggle seeing MaNa have it, get a game going. But we'll see what he can come up with. He did make it into round of 16, which is a much better performance than he's had throughout the rest of this year. MaNa does seem to like to peak at the end of the WCS year as well. Remember that time he made it to the grand finals of a WCS event, he was, of course, in Season 3. So let's see how he can do, and let's get down to some introductions. To the bottom left-hand side from Team Liquid, our Blue Protoss player, give it up if you're cheering on MaNa. Top right-hand side, our Red Zerg player, it is from NC Sports, Serral. Serral fighting, says Jacob Jung in the chat. Go Serral from Oddworld Free. Getting here because of Serral. Go, says RN Jeeves. Thanks for showing the series, no worries. Happy to be here, bringing you guys coverage of the round of 16 matches that are not on the mainstream this event. Very happy to be here, actually. Glad to be able to show you guys these games, so it's awesome, right? Gonna see a queen or two on the way out here from Serral, as we do set up in the early stages. Overlord moving out, and see where I can get to as well. Yeah, ZvP there in the same section of the bracket as Massa and a Laser, and I really feel the winner of this will have a tough one in the round of 8. We've already got one ZvZ in the round of 8, and if Serral advances on through here, it could very well be a ZvZ between Serral and the Laser as well as Massa. And he's been playing well, but is he good enough to beat the previous WCS champion? Well, that's the difficult question. If you're just tuning in, you've already missed half of the round of 16, whether it's from here or on the mainstream. First set of series of the day saw Neve advancing 3-0, who will play Scarlet now in the round of 8, after 3-2ing Harston, coming back from a 2-0 deficit. After that, we did have just the previous series, which was True taking down DNS 3-0, who plays Nurture in the round of 8. And that's the ZvZ series coming up there as well. I think important to note is that all of the main contenders for BlizzCon are continuing to move through and pick up more and more points, and so they are continuing to be able to have that chance of advancing through. Pretty much Scarlet and Showtime, well, the two wildcards still here. If they go all the way, if they win this event, they could still go to BlizzCon, and if they manage to do that, well, it could mean very sad days for whoever drops out earlier out of True, Kelazur, Special, well, not maybe Special Summon, but True, Kelazur, and Snoot. You are all down at the bottom end of the top 8 of the WCS circuit stand-ins at the moment. Again, it's kind of complex, it's kind of crazy, but as we go on through, we get to see more and more of kind of who is getting safer and who is not going to be so safe, as we do see this Overlord here of Serral scouting around into the main base. You'll see the Void Ray on the way up from MaNa as well to see if we can get some damage done. Just a very standard opening, right? I mean, nothing really too out of the ordinary. The one thing that's interesting is that the Oracle hasn't really moved over the map aggressively. It's just sat over here. Now, we did see a lot of MaNa's play yesterday, and I was about to say we saw a lot of double Stargate Oracle production. And that's exactly what we're starting to see right now, it feels like, as we see this Stargate coming up in the main. So, 2 Stargate Oracle production going to be the call. And you see this Overlord scouts in, so we'll get a perfect read on this, and so immediately should be looking in towards, yes, a missile upgrade instead of melee, because he knows Oracles are on the way, and so he's going to need to make sure his Hydras have as much damage output as possible, and also because he'll be looking to make more Hydras than he will be looking to make Ling Bane if he was playing the usual kind of Hydra Ling Bane composition, which we're so used to seeing as well. And so MaNa, as he sets up in towards this, Serral is already making the movements to start shutting down this Oracle playstyle. Next thing on his agenda should just be the Lair, though. Doesn't need to get that up at some point soon, so he can start making progress into the Hydralis Den, Muscular Augments, and just, Hydralis in general. Fourth hatchery on the way here at the front here from Serral right now. Just going to be seeing this Void Ray is going to work its way through this Overlord. There's a little bit of damage being done. Queen's will come forward to protect, but there is not going to be a transfuse available. And so the Overlord will indeed die. Nice little pick off by MaNa as 2 more Oracles are on the way out. I'm just going to be seeing those Oracles just going to now dive in towards this main mineral line. Going to get rid of a couple of workers already. 2 workers going down. Spore Crawler doing some damage as well. That Queen very nearly bringing this Oracle all the way down, but it does stay alive as Serral goes in for the counter-attack here, going to look to see what he can do as he comes across the map. He's already set up with these Zerglings. Let's see what else he can get up to. Void Ray up top is working his way through Overlord still. It's going to be its 3rd kill of the game, so this Void Ray doing a good job. Does pick off this Adept at the front and then gets away towards the 3rd base where there is a complete wall off. Mothership Core is still building, by the way. MaNa very greedy, 6 minutes in, and he still doesn't have that MSC, so that's a little bit mental. And he's had the Oracles up. He's been feeling safe anyway, so I guess that's why he's felt okay to keep on skipping it until such a late stage of this. Those Oracles and MaNa still moving around, thinking about where they could maybe go over the next few minutes, of course. Queen will inject onto this natural hatchery, obviously just keeping up with his macro, the 4th base up as well. And again, this group of Oracles just moving around the map to see if they can find some damage, and that's why the Queens are sticking together. It's why they're saving transfuses as well. As nice play by Serral. Moves forwards and snipes down very confidently one of these 5 Oracles, or 6 Oracles that was flying around. MaNa, when does he stop making Oracles? He's at 7. Generally, you want to keep making them. Usually, you want to go up to as many as you can because they really do have power in numbers against the Hydras that so often come out against them. Although I do feel as though Serral just continues to set up into a stronger and stronger position. He's getting the infestation bit down as well, which means he's going to have a couple of infestors to maybe lock a couple of fungals onto these Oracles. If the fungal growths come down onto these Oracles, then all of a sudden it becomes a very, very different scenario here in terms of how things continue onward. And those 2 infestors on the way up, and you can still see the Oracles flying around to try and do a little bit more. You see a Revelation drops down, and again, just going to be seeing a few of these units getting caught in that Revelation. We'll pick off this Overlord as well. Nice pickoffs. And the Hydras, they'll push forward too. Going to be able to get this Void Ray maybe now for once and for all. The Void Ray had a good time though, picked off a good amount of Overlords. As the game goes by on its own, it's not really that much of an entity. It's not that bad to lose it, but still a little bit of a shame. Spores come in here, and again, a couple of Queens. Well, a couple of Spores and a Queen. The Oracle's going to get pushed away with another one going down, and MaNa has just not been very good at all at retaining his units in this game. You look at units lost, 2 Oracles going down. Again, he hasn't really killed that much, and so to already be losing units, well, that really is a bit of a pain. Oracles moving back in from the left-hand side, the Lings running underneath. Charge up forwards. Just a few Zerglings going down. Triple Robo on the way up from MaNa. I don't even know what to make of Triple Robo. It's a lot of Robo production. Can he even support that much Robo production off of 3 bases? While also trying to warp in other units. Like, he's getting High Templars, right? Because he's getting Storms, so he must be looking for High Templar. Another Oracle goes down. There's actually a few Oracles going down right there. We just caught the tail end of it. Yeah, it was like at least 2 or 3. Again, MaNa is just being picked away at all around the map right now. Serral is not really kind of causing much of a contest or anything. He's just straight up kind of being an absolute monster here. I was going to work their way through these rocks. They do go down. And Hydras and the Queen is going to push on through towards the lower left-hand side. These few Oracles up in the sky again to see maybe what they can do. Revelation drops and does grab the tail end of that army. It's a couple of infestors as well, which is important. Doesn't want to get caught in any more fungals. I feel as though it might be in the fungals originally, which actually caught those Oracles we just saw dying. And that's why they were separated from the others. And again, it was just not quite in the right position at the right time for us to be able to completely figure that out. So as Lurk is coming up, meanwhile Lings will go around the top side here. Serral looking to see what he can do. The army is up here though, so the Lings on their own shouldn't be able to do a lot. They don't even manage to bait a storm out, but the Lurkers are coming. And they are going to be putting themselves in a very difficult to deal with position here very soon between the natural and the 3rd base. And because that army is on the 4th, it makes it very difficult to deal with those Lurkers, which are now very aggressively played. We're going to see a lot of Zealots going to start warping in, but the Hydras are going to deal with a lot of them before they even finish warping. I mean, what, 1, 2 Hydras go down for all those Zealots? Well, here we go. The fight is going to start up. Feedback's going down, transfusers dropping on the lurkers as they take some damage. And that's the issue. If you storm the lurkers, they're just going to get transfused back up to health by these queens. Wings coming in, they will start to engage onto the Zealot's top side. But the main fight really is still over here as those lurkers. I feel a few of them can push a bit further forward, but in general, as it stands, there's enough to really just keep MaNa away from kind of coming in here and fighting this. 4-phase fight is going to go fairly evenly. Zealot straight out with Berserklings. Now we're going to see some lurkers, some burrow and repositioning forwards. Queen still here with transfusers, and they will throw a fungal grove onto some of these immortals, which allows the users to come in and fight them a bit more comfortably. Second fungal grove to follow it up, and those immortals getting into some trouble here again. Feedback's coming through. One of the main uses of the High Templar so far, combining feedbacks and storms. They'll just push a bit further forward, however, and they're still quite eager to take this fight. This Archon Morphin is just going to be able to sneak away, but then he runs right back into his own death. Lurkers repositioning again. Zealot from the south side, though, as MaNa comes in to keep on fighting this. Been a long drawn out fight, but it is finally going to be cleaned up by MaNa. It feels like maybe not, though. The last few lurkers hold strong. Oh, there's still 4 of them here, and they're going to start pushing towards this ramp. The Archon goes down. Some of these immortals are very low HP, so they go down so quickly. And now it's very problematic. The lurkers don't have actually revelation on them anymore, which means that they can't be revealed while burrowed unless there's an observer here. And the observers keep getting picked off by the Hydralisks. Being forced as a Serral kill, still pushing through. And at this stage of the game, I think Serral is starting to take enough of an advantage to close this out. It's very difficult to kind of read what's going on. One of the 2 or 3 robo facilities goes down. You see still these lurkers supporting on the low ground. A second robo goes down as well. The immortal just pop out the top one, but now it's also going to go down the immortal and the robo facility. And now really, MaNa's choices in this game are starting to dissipate. No detection either. And he has to type out GG as Serral takes game. A heck of a way to start. Maybe it's because game 3 is going to be so soon. MaNa is already sending a probe across the map before his pylon. He's our Red Frost player from Team Liquid to the bottom right-hand side. Going up against the Blue Zerg to the upper left-hand side, it is Serral. Yeah. What's this pylon for? I really don't know. As it comes over to the left, we'll see some gates, obviously, will be added on. So there's going to be proxy gates. They're kind of far away. They're kind of slow, it feels like. It feels like you just didn't send this probe across the map in time, but... well, I guess we'll see. 2 gates coming down. He's actually going to throw the forge down. Ooh. Throws the forge down at home, so this is going to be like proxy gate cannon rush. This is a little bit different and interesting. I'm intrigued to see what exactly is going to be... what he's going to try and do. Obviously, no gas, right? So it's just going to be Zealots plus the Forge for the cannons. I mean, it's going to be such a weird combination here. I'm intrigued to see what on earth Serral tries to do about it. Oh, he's actually going to try and take his initial hatchery out on the 3rd base rather than where there's pylons already placed down. I like that. It's a good idea from Serral. However, he comes over here, he sees the gateways building, so now he knows there's proxy gates involved as well. He's going to have to start worrying about this. We're going to be seeing the... drones. Just chase that probe away. Stop me from doing anything too crazy. I feel like it's just such a mind game. Here we go. The forges is going to come into use. He's going to start dropping the cannons. So 11 to stay off the mineral line. Spinecrawler will build on the low ground here. Cancel on the first cannon. Another pylon coming down. Then we cancel the second cannon too. But now Zealots are coming forward, and the Zealots will be able to back up cannons building. And that will obviously change the way that this is starting to look here. So we're going to be seeing the Zealots going to start taking the charge, and one couple of probes are involved in the fight as well. One goes down, the other 2, so that's the only cannon left to be building right now. And Serral just shut down the first Zealot, or the second Serral. The second Zealot going to go down. There you go, James. Let's see if we can get away with actually saying the introductions to the players correct. No, I can't even get in the game without saying something wrong. My words today. They're just everywhere but where I need them to be. Bottom right hand side, our Blue Zerg player holding off that very aggressive playing game number 2. It is Serral. He is 1 map away from a quarter-final appearance. Same as he had in Valencia. Knocked out there by True, 1 game to 3. And of course, if he does get into this this quarter-final, he will be likely to play a ZvZ, not guaranteed. He will play the winner of a Laser and Massa currently on the main stream. Not sure how a Laser Massa is going. If you guys have any updates for me, I'd love to hear what the score is at least, so feel free to share. As we set up into this and look to see what's going to happen. Top left, it is the Red Protoss player, sorry. It is MaNa. From Team Liquid, down 0-2. Well, there's a massive 0-0, 5 minutes in the first game. Oh wow, they've barely even started. So we are starting to speed things up a little bit here on our side. I don't know, Master of Laser is a very interesting series because Laser struggles a bit in ZvT, but I do feel he's the better player than Master, and he has been getting better, you know, as of late. It's a tough call. It's a tough call. Overlord coming in towards the back of the natural to see what's going on. MaNa and Massa both made it around a 16. Might be tough on the casters. Nah, it's not that bad. Try casting Beyond Buell. That's bad. I actually casted Beyond Buell once, it wasn't that bad. I'm trying to think, there was another one I casted that should have been really bad, but was actually not so bad. Can't quite remember though. If I was casting it today though, I would have a absolute nightmare, I think. Because apparently I can't get any words out today, no matter what I try. Ling's working their way through those rocks. Rocks will drop. Oracle just on the way out of this Stargate, and again Wolfgate on the way up as well on the Cybernetics core. Hero versus hero. Yeah, I mean the thing is though, you would just sort of find a way around it, right? You'd just be like, okay, so root hero or something every time. I guess not. It's tough. You would just start referring them to as blue Protoss and the red Protoss here. Yeah. Byun and Hyun. Yeah, that was a good one back in the day. As that depth does go down. Oracle from MaNa going to move over to the right hand side and try and do a little bit more Void Ray on the way up from MaNa as well. And the Stargate. Second one dropping down again. Back to the build he was using in game number 1 for our game on Abyss and Reef here. Let's see if we can make this work out. Let's see if we can make this happen. So far, he hasn't been able to make anything work from what he did in the first game through to, well, losing out on his very aggressive build in the second game. So all eyes on what happens here. So everyone just at the front. Meanwhile, next is coming down the third base. I mean, MaNa just going to play it slowly and simply for now. The cell comes in the main, you'll see one Stargate, the other is at the front, which he has already seen. So he does indeed know it's double Stargate play. He knows this is going to be, well, he knows that this is going to start looking very similar to what game number 1 looked like. As this Void Ray continues to move around, pulling over to the left here a little bit. This Pro going all the way over this side will throw down a gateway as well, so gateway thrown down there. Again, these two Oracles of MaNa just going to jump in towards the mineral line. We'll start getting some damage. 1, 2, 3 drones. Just like that, 3 workers do pop. Distractor finishes up. 2 workers is going to start jumping on in towards that. Again, there's Oracle of MaNa going to be moving around to see where he can go, see what he can get up to. Oracle's gathering up together, and so we've seen this Void Ray starting to work, or continuing to work his way through this hatchery. So hatchery taking some damage still. Again, it's going to be seeing the left. Still on the way up. These twins at the front actually taking some damage. Finally, we're actually seeing MaNa find himself a little bit of momentum with these Oracles, etc. And Serral, he will start to fall apart if he keeps on losing queens like this. This is 3 and now 4 queens. All of a sudden, his anti-air's disappearing, and Serral, for the first time in this series, really seems to be in trouble. 4 workers going down alongside the queens that have been lost. The 5th one as the Oracles leave. He's in such a little bit of a fluster there that even throws down the double Hydra Den, which is straight up a mistake, right? I mean, he's not meant to be building 2 Hydra Dens. He's just been distracted, flustered, and he really needs the Hydra Den down. And so he's ended up building it twice here. Because the first finishes, maybe he realizes the second one. Maybe, unless he wants to go Lurker Den and Hydra upgrade at the same time, which I can't imagine he wants to do. Let's go over and starts up. Maybe for now as Oracle's back into his mineral line. Well, again, Spores are doing their job of picking away at the Oracles. 7 drones go down, but an Oracle does fall for it. And maybe this Lurker Den is indeed intentional. Gonna go Hydra speed and the Lurker Den at the same time, so maybe it wasn't Serral getting flustered. Maybe I'm just looking to try and put something on him. No, it seems as though he's got this planned. I mean, it's hard to always know, right? Sometimes it can be a mistake, and sometimes even going Lurker Den now might just be to make up for the mistake he made. But it is very viable that he did know what he was doing, and you know, he did just decide to go again Hydra speed and the Lurker Den at the same time to get both up and rolling here. 4 Stargates, by the way. MaNa's committing very differently to how he did in the first game of the day. And this was, you know, with only 2 Stargates, he just kind of gave up on 7 or 8 Oracles. This time he's going 4 Stargates, and making 4 Oracles at a time, but another one drops here. Serral will continue to defend. Okay, well, Hydra's on the way out, and as the +1 missile attack upgrade finishes, if it can't come soon enough, it's just something extra to help push back those Oracles, to help keep life simple. Oracles to the right from MaNa. Let's see what else he can do. Queen's coming in, actually doing a little bit of damage there, getting one of those Oracles kind of low. Just one of those goes kind of low right here, and again, just going to be seeing them moving around, thinking as to where they want to go next. Another Stargate on the way up from MaNa now. He's still just going to mass Oracles, +1 attack on the way on the ground. What does he even get on the ground, though? I mean, he doesn't have a Twilight. He does have a Twilight. Did he upgrade something? No, not yet. He's going for his +1 force, but he's really just going mass Oracle. I mean, even if you try and mass Zealots behind this, you need the charge upgrade. Otherwise, what are those Zealots really going to be useful for? They'll just never even reach the army. The problem right now with Serral is that he made that Lurker Den, but I don't know if you can realistically make that many Lurkers. He actually has made a whole bunch. But does that mean, you know, does he have enough anti-air against the Oracles? I guess that's why the Queens are coming across. With the crew spread that he has, he's actually able to bring the Queens across very easily and very quickly. So here we go, MaNa is going to be under attack as Serral is looking to lay siege to his bases. Oracle has to move back. There's the Lurkers do push forwards, and there's that pylon going down. I just leads the charge in. Here we go. The fight is going to begin. Now, there is Queens with a lot of transfuse energy, but they have to hit those transfuses. Right now, they're really not hitting them at all, as MaNa is just going to pick away at all of these Queens. Again, I don't think this amount of Lurkers was the right decision, because I feel as though he really could have done with a bunch of extra Hydras here to keep himself alive. In the end of it, he actually picks off a lot of the Oracles, which is kind of a bit of a shock. Actually, maybe now it's not so bad, because he reinforces with Hydras. He actually got rid of a lot of Oracles, some of them running out of energy. That was kind of close. Again, I mean, if he didn't make those initial Lurkers, he would have straight up won. Would he have won that fight? Because then Zealots might have come in. It's hard to, it's a hard one to call. It really is. We're going to be seeing the Hydras there picking off another couple of Zealots right now. Lurkers going to unburrow, and again, those Oracles on top of them. Going to get rid of just a couple. See the Spore Crawlers coming across the map now as well to just help Serral solidify this position for round 2 of this attack. Serral getting ready to push on in towards this 4th base location. A lot of Lurkers moving on forward. The Hydras here as well, going to start picking away that pylon again for just a few moments. Wolves are coming on in, and those Hydras again continue to build on up, gather themselves together. Here we go, going to see Zealot taking some damage. See the Hydras going to take some shots as well. Lots of these Oracles going down so quickly. The Zealots just melt to the Lurkers. I think Serral might be about to break through MaNa here once again. The Spores will push forwards. We're going to see the Oracles coming in again. We just see Serral kiting back. There's immediately 2 or 3 Oracles taken down. MaNa is just not able to really do anything at all. Again, he really committed heavily on the Oracles, but it's just not worked out for him. He's going to see these Lurkers very patiently waiting their turn to burrow even further forwards and deal more damage. 4th base has fallen. You'll pull down to the low ground, where there's a 5th base ripe for the picking as well. That base is going to go down in just a few seconds. I mean, really nothing to say about it. Base falls, and it's shut down by Serral. Zealots. Keep calling Zealots Serrals. Zealots run down to the bottom side of the map. A big counterattack from MaNa is one of the ways you can look to try and get back in the game. Serral is very focused on attacking. We'll start to pull back, and a long way to go back, but there's a lot of Zealots here to the point where he has to commit quite a bit of the army to make sure this works out for him. Make sure he can actually get rid of it at some point. Zealots starting to split up all over the place, main, natural, and the 4. At the same time, Revelation just drops down this army here. Good amount of Hydras left over. There's actually quite a good amount of Oracles here as well, and here we go. We're going to see this fight starting to happen. He's going to pull away from the Zealots, let the Lurkers deal with that. The Spore Crawlers here as well to help, but again, a lot of these Hydras just kind of leaving the Lurkers on their own here with just the Spores. And I mean, again, obviously there was Hydras left over too, and Serral still makes the most of it. As the Hydras come back across the map and dealing with that Zealot run by, Serral is again feeling confident to keep on pushing. Mothership Core here for that for those overcharges to help try and buy time. One overcharge comes down there right away as we do see the Lurkers. Just burrowed. We're going to be seeing a couple of Zards moving forward. 1 and 2 will go down. And as those couple of Zards go down, we're going to see the Hydras pushing in as well. And 1 pylon goes down right away. It's a nice little snipe. Hydra's still working their way through this then. Gateway to the left is going to fall. 4 more damage being done. Oracles of MaNa going to come back over. Obviously they want to try and do something else here again themselves. He's just kept building these Oracles throughout the game. How many have been lost? 34 Oracles have gone down throughout the game. I really do feel as though this is just a few too many Hydras. Close back to the Spore Crawlers just to make sure the Lurkers helping to get rid of the Zealots. The Zealots are a bit of an issue because if you're firing away on the Zealots rather than the Oracles, then the Oracles don't start to drop. If they don't drop, the Hydras do start to drop very quickly. So you have to be a bit careful, and that's just what Serral was doing right there to make sure he stays in an advantageous position. Probes transfer over. 5 more Oracles on the way out. A few more Zealots as well. Still those Hydras just pulling back the left hand side. A few Zealots to the south from Serral also. A couple of workers going down as the Hydras find this bottom left base. Zealots able to respond quickly. Serral again just pulling his army back to make sure he doesn't have to worry about this sort of position. Spores are going to get picked off. Here we burrow a couple of them just to try and get them. They do get actually a couple of Oracles here. And again, it's just Serral getting set for later stages of this game. He's got a few Infestors coming out now as well to continue setting up with all of it. And he's going to be seeing this entire army getting ready to push up the left side in the next few moments. We'll charge in and the Hydras will push up in this direction as well. And we're seeing the Nexus here. It's dropping down already to about just below half health. Nexus will go down. So Nexus will fall. As the Nexus falls, and we've seen these units of Serral pulling back around the south. We are going to see the Oracle's going to go for the fight, but they get caught in a massive fungal grove. And that means that the Hydras can fight from a distance where the Oracles aren't actually able to engage thoroughly. And as you see, this will just be the end of MaNa in this series. Serral is just going to completely shut him down right here. GG, well played, good luck.